Hey, what's up guys, if you are friend Captain Diavas, you are already watching Kiavas and Diavas, and in today's video what a full-time Android user says about the iPhone 13 Pro. Basically I'm an Android user from a long time, and here's what I want to say about the iPhone 13 Pro. So without any further ado, let's quickly get started. Back in the days we unboxed a Samsung Galaxy M31 as the device which is in my hand on this channel, and there are a lot of videos regarding that thing is pending, but I know. So basically I became the Android user. Before that I was using a lot of different smartphones, not by me but my brother, or you can say from a different perspective, but Android was one of the greatest thing in my house. And afterwards I shifted to the iOS. You can say iPhone 6s was one of the greatest and the first I have used. And yeah, soon we get started with the iPhone 13 Pro. Privacy thing, you might be thinking Apple got the best privacy, Samsung or any type of Android based smartphone don't have a good privacy. See, I was an Android based user from a long time, and I was having a lot of good privacy also, but in a different perspective. Android privacy is different because it is a completely open-sided way that each and every companies are using the Android, and so Google have to change their things in their privacy and settings. iPhone is a completely locked inside way, which they don't have to change any type of things. They can do whatever they want to do in their privacy, and you can see a lot of things. But Apple's privacy is kind of a say taking a star over here because you got a really good app store which is a really nice. You have to make sure your app is been secure from a lot of ways, and each and everything regarding the Apple is kind of a really good secure, which is a really nice thing. Battery health, one of the greatest feature I kind of say of the iPhones, or you can say iPads also. They got the battery health, which is a really nice thing. The battery health degrades and your battery capacity also degrades. Battery health is a completely different thing than the battery percentage. It is a different thing. You can't explain it easily. So yeah, battery health, if it comes to the Android, it's gonna be a really nice thing. If it comes to the Android 13, it's gonna be really nice thing. But the battery health is kind of a really nice thing, and I should be saying that due to that thing, iPhones are actually been really nicely optimized over the battery thing. Basically, if you take a look at the iPhone, you can say iPhone 8 Plus still in today's era gives you around 6 to 8 hours of battery life, which is really nice. Working with the iOS 15 out of which is a really good thing. The optimization, I've been using Instagram, or you can say a lot of type of social media networks on the smartphones of the iPhone, or you can say Android sided. And basically it doesn't matter which Android device you hold from the smartphone perspective. iPhone looks really nice over the social media optimization because of there are a really small amount of iPhones comes around each and every year, and so it becomes easier for each and every company to make it optimized. You know, I talked about why iPhone is better. You can check it out in links with the icon. There is a lot of things I talked about that thing in that video. Some updates and that all stuff. iPhone receives updates of kind of a say once in a year, which is regarding the complete ecosystem, and some devices may lose over that time, which is, if you remember, the latest and the greatest is the iOS 15 complete update. And from the iPhone 6s, which is a really old device, and back old days, it still got the headphone jack on. So if you remember, it is a really old device, and it still got the iOS 15 on it, which is a really nice thing. And the latest and the greatest iPhone 13 also comes with the iOS 15. And yeah, that's a complete cycle. If you have to take around the Android side, what sometimes the security badge, which is on the real the latest and the greatest, the old one doesn't get, the latest gets, old one doesn't get, old one gets, the latest doesn't get. If you have to talk about the operating system updates, it doesn't matter for this thing because sometimes the old device is telling, company is telling that we're gonna be receiving, or you can say we're gonna be throwing update toward the Android side, or you can say your old device, but it took around months, but it doesn't begin to your hand. Yeah, if you have to talk about the iOS versus Android thing, it is a complete different type of competition. There are a lot of Android users, and they prefer Android in their own way, and iOS users who prefer iOS in their own way. If you have to talk about the pricing, iPhones are one of the flagship, and they are going to be flagship for a long time. And if you have to talk about the Android, you got the flagship, mid-budget, budget killers, mid-range, under budget, and there are a lot of options for the Android user. So Android users becomes easier and they comes to the iPhones, or you can say the Android devices really easily. If you have to talk about the iPhones doesn't comes in that way of the competition, and they have the separate market of the flagship devices which they announces only, or you can say only twice in a year, which might be iPhone SE or might be the iPhone complete series. So yeah, there is a lack of competition in the iOS media due to a lot of things in which is the App Store, and you can say Safari, you can say it's optimization, and you can also say privacy policy, which is a really nice thing. Doesn't mean Android is bad. I'm not telling you like that. There are a lot of users who prefer both Android and iOS. And basically, if you have to talk about me and myself, I'm a geek over that thing. I'm using Android on my day-to-day, or also the iPhone on my day-to-day. Android because of the Play Store. Yeah, you can easily find a lot of different types of games which are latest and the greatest ones on the Android side. Got a lot of customization option on the Android side due to a huge varieties of apps available on the app, or you can say the Play Store. Also on the top of it, there are a lot of options over the camera perspective. 108 megapixel is currently the latest and the greatest. 200 is going to be coming. 64 megapixel you got, 48 megapixel you got, 50 megapixel, and there are a lot of sensors which are depth, macro, AI sensors, VGA sensor, and that all stuff. So Android got a vast variety to put on their rear side, and iPhone don't have vast variety due to a lot of that things which they only announces once in a year, and it becomes like, yeah, you want that phone due to that thing. But if there is a macro and depth sensor, no one will think to buy that iPhone, or you can say the latest and the greatest flagship from the Apple. Very own ecosystem versus Android ecosystem, you can say it over here. Android is kind of a really big security system. If you have to talk about, there is a lot of options going on to the Android area. You got the Chromebooks which are run by the Android. You got the Android based tablets. You got the Android based TVs. You got the Android's own Wear OS watches. You got the Android security based home appliances, which is a really big ecosystem. If you have to talk about the Apple's one, they have a really simple announced ones and make it really warm. You got is the iPad OS, iPhone OS, you got is the oldest but still available in the market iPod, AirPods, you got is the AirPods own running system, you got the Apple TV own system, you got the Siri, and if we are talking about the Siri, there is a Google Assistant also. Siri is completely different than the Google Assistant. Google Assistant is kind of really well built, and it is keeping really good information out of the box. And due to the Google own it search around the Google, and even the Siri do the searches around the Google, but they got some limitations over the Siri. But while the Google's own assistant is completely built and really big around the back end and front end also. So kind of say assistant wise, the Google is really better. However, there is a lot of appliances which comes around the Apple ecosystem, which is due to the Apple Home Kit. You can say the Apple HomePod, you got is the Apple's very own certified lights. You can say Apple's own very certified different types of things. You can say web home cams, and that all stuff are also there. So yeah, evenly Apple got its ecosystem. They are kind of a costly over that things, and in the Android side there is some budgetified based also, and there are some really costly ones also. So there is a kind of a undivided competition over here, which I personally think Apple should adopt from the Android side. Firstly, the well-managed notification and control center. If you have to take a look at the control center over the Android side, if you swipe up from the top, got is the control center and notification center, which is really nicely. Also on the top of it, if you download any type of images from the Google, or you can say type of a different type of songs from the Google, then you might be seeing a pop-up on your top of the notification, which is really nicely, and it actually saves into the files, which is also really nicely. You can open it on a different basis of your gallery and different stuff. But over the iOS side, it is becoming harder, or you can say if you have to download photo, or you can say video, it becomes it shows you into a pop-up which doesn't comes into a notification center, and you have to keep open your Safari for a longer time, and to make it more make it more downloading stuff and all stuff. Also on the top of it, I want to share that experience over App Store and Play Store is completely different. If I have to tell you about the App Store, there are a kind of a sick, very congested applications around, and some of the applications which are available for free on the Android side, they might be paid over here, or you can say paid on the iOS side, they might be free over the Android side, you can say vice versa. Also on the top of it, Apple's new arcade system has been came up, which is not available on the Play Store side, which is a benefit towards that thing. But the latest and the greatest games came around a lot of things which have a different type of things on it. That doesn't comes really early towards the iOS side. It took around a time, or it might be not coming towards the iOS side, which is kind of a downgraded thing. You have to make sure your phone, or your application has been optimized for the phone and for the iPad OS, or which is kind of a slightly different thing. And that all stuff. I talked about the battery health, which is a different thing over the charging section. But if we have to talk about the charging thing, currently the iPhone 13 Pro supports of the 20 to 23 watt power adapter supported, and Apple makes also the 23 to 20 watt power adapters, and you got the different types of optimizations, and it requires a time. If you have to talk about the battery of the, it might be around 3000 to 4000 over the iPhone, and it takes around a long time. I'm using basically a 5 watt adapter to make sure to charge my iPhone, and I keep it mostly at the night time, and it becomes easier for me to make sure it get 100% by the wake when I wake up. And on the Android side, when I wake up, I keep the phone at the charging. So yeah, that's a different thing. You got is a 25 watt, or you can say 65 watt, 85 watt, any type of adapter inside the box, which makes sure if your phone get the charge within 15 to 1 hour, or any type of time limit they have. But if Apple starts making that thing over the battery, then if Apple's got the really best chipset, and there is a different type of section if they keep battery, which makes sure you got is the 120 watt power adapter supported, and boom, bye, your phone has been charged within 10 to 15 minutes, which gonna be a really good thing for the people who are in the hurry and keep the phone on charging. See, lightning, wireless charging, that all stuff. So personally speaking, I like Type C more. No, I like lightning more, due to one of the greatest thing. If you know that the lightning phones, or you can say this lightning ports, don't have any type of things which comes between on this Android side. If you have the iPad stuff, we got the Type C. If you know this Type C thing, they got one small line in between, which make sure that your phone's charging port doesn't get killing, and it takes a time to, you can say, cleaning this small type of thing, because that one thing comes in between. And there are a lot of users who might be thinking this guy is kind of a mad. Type C is great, Type C got this thing, Type C got that thing. But personally speaking, the lightning is one of the greatest thing. If you are living in a place where you got the storms and that all, a kind of a dusty area you got, then that lightning port might be filled up with the dust, and it becomes easy even if you use a kind of a toothpick thing, and it's gonna be taken out from that thing. So yeah, I gotta say lightning is really nice. But if you have to talk about the charging capacity and that all stuff, Type C takes that place, because the Type C have a really large variety as per me. Got is the OnePlus, if you know, we got is the 65 watt VOOC, or you can say tart fast adapter inside the box, which makes sure your phone gets charged within 20 minutes, and I talked about battery in a moment. Developers thing, you might be thinking this is a boring section, let's skip it. You can skip it up, it's up to you. This might be a kind of educational thing also. So on the Android side, you got is the Android own basic thing, which is the Android Studio, which makes sure your app has been built and it got the everything that the Android guy has. Then you got on the iOS side, which is the Shift is kind of a say software Linux based thing, and it makes sure your iPhone, or you can say watch OS, your Macintosh OS, any type of iPhone's own ecosystem, Apple's own ecosystem has been optimized. And there you got is the third thing, which is the harmonious, which I don't have any type of knowledge. But if you know any type of knowledge regarding that thing, let me know in the comment section down below. So basically that is the really vast variety of the Android's auto, you can say the Android Studio system. There is a lot of university who teach us the Android Studio, and make sure what is the completely well optimized Android Studio inside your brain, because of the really large variety of the Android developers out there and the really large variety of the Android users out there. And on the shift side, there is only few universities which are also costly on the another end, who teach us that shift is this, and basically there is also a hybrid over that thing over the developers over the iPhone itself. So yeah, that's a different thing, and Android operating system, or you can say the Android Studio, is kind of a different thing. And if you are like Android is better, iPhone is better, both are better in its own way. So now let's talk about one of the small thing, but one of the crispiest thing I want to talk about. There is a lot of varieties over the iPhone, or you can say not an iPhone but the Android side. What varieties? Colors, glossy back, glass back, matte finishing back. Then what is the water drop notch, punch hole display, side mounted display, under display camera, and a lot of different types of things, pop-up mechanism and boom bar. There are a lot of things over that thing. But on the iPhone side, what is the notch, which looks simple, classic and really simple, but also the bezel thing, which also makes sure that's your iPhone. If you go and see someone from a really far away and see that bezels only, yo, that's the iPhone. And if you see the notch, yo, that's the iPhone. Yeah, make sure that's the iPhone. And if you know, the iPad also got that curved design style, or the iPhone, iPad mini, iPad mini, iPad Air, and the iPad Pro. iPad still needs to come in that thing, but it's not gonna be having that thing. So yeah, it is a really differently thing. Also on this side, all the camera layout of the iPhones, there you got is this iPhone X got that completely diagonal thing. Then you got is this triangle thing. Then was the time where you got is one camera, one microphone, one flashlight, and different only some of the basic things which make sure the iPhone look cool, classy, and really nice. Even in the color section, you got is the red, purple, pink. Pink is currently, and it doesn't comes to the Pro era. Pro era got is the blue, black, and white. That's all. And if you have to talk about the basic guys, which are the 13 mini, 13, they got different kinds of colors, and yeah, which looks also really nice. But if you talk around to the smaller side, which means on the budget end side, what is the different types of glossy packs, even the different types of colors. Basically, as for me, those colors are really nice, but I have seen those colors in the real life, and it's harsh kind of a say. And I like the graphite color. Basically, graphite and the Sierra blue is one of the coolest vibe has for me. All for this today's video, and yeah, it's gonna be a typically topic which I have explained over here. And I am a guy who uses Android and iOS both at the same time, same day, and both keeps at the night and sometimes even in the morning. So yeah, I got a different taste over the things, over the UIs also of different types of smartphones, and that's a different thing. Which one is the best, which one is okay, and which one is going to be best. So what are your thoughts? Which Android device or iOS device you are using, and what is the coolest thing you are talking that iPhone, or you can say the Android don't have that thing? Let me know in the comment section down below. By the way, this was the Captain DRS. I'll catch you in the next video. This was a type of video which doesn't want to harm your feelings, or any type of users out there who want to harm their feelings. If you are a Windows user, Windows is good also, and even the Mac OS is good in its own way. But this was the Captain DRS. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected. Peace out.